Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for May 13th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday. Remind everybody we're having our TFCC tonight at 9 p.m. on this line. And we'll be doing another family Dare call on the other line shortly. Most likely that'll be Friday. I'm not sure of the time, so I'll announce that shortly. There's a story. A friend of mine in Eastern Europe was sharing it with me. Her brother happens to be an anthropologist. He was with one of the tribes in Africa, and he was doing some study experiments, and he had a group of boys, children, and he basically told them there was he had a mound of fruits, and he told the boys that the first one that got there would be the first one that would be awarded the fruit. So all the boys got together and held hands, and they all ran together to the fruit. And the anthropologist asked, why didn't you why did you all come together? Because the one boy said, because we wanted everyone to win. And so they have a word in Africa with some of the tribes, and it's obanato. And the meaning of the word is, I exist because we exist. Obanato. I exist because we exist. And that's part of the understanding of all of us, that we are ultimately one. I'm not talking about one being walking the earth. That's not what I mean. I mean that we are all one. We work, we're together, even though it seems like we're not. My brother lives way over here and I live here, and how can we be one and together? This is part of our understanding of who we really are. We house pure consciousness within these bodies, and we are. When I say we're the God, we are the God. It's just that all of this mysticism that's been sprinkled on civilization for hundreds of thousands of years must be eliminated so that we can breathe and expand as the one, as the God, as the love. And as much as I say this, I never tire of it. When we begin to learn through our own direction, our own decision, in our own way, that attachments, expectations are our downfall as a civilization. Now, I know that goes against a lot of these hoopla, rah, 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 shish, boom, bah, people who train people how to be and do. And it pulls the civilization into frantic mode where, again, the ego drive comes in. And we all deal with this. The ego is very powerful because we have allowed it to, without knowledge, without knowing, let's put it that way. We all allow it to come in and dictate to us and frighten us and scare us. And all the ego mind can do, if you understand this, it can send you thoughts. And when you realize that you're getting some things coming in, and you say, these are just thoughts. That's all they are. They're not, it's not something that's going to harm me. unless I inadvertently embrace that thought and create it into reality. That's a different story. That's how we form our lives. See? And emotion, when the ego mind dictates that, and most aren't aware of that. See? Most of us are not conscious of that. So when the ego mind dictates to us, what happens is you go through all kinds of trials. You go through addiction, drug addiction, alcohol, all of these different things, depressions, doubt, fear, not being able to interact with others. I mean, it's a broad spectrum of what the ego mind can create with us, because it's dictating to our emotion. And understand, the heart mind is super powerful. So when the ego mind is literally controlling the heart mind, look at the emotion, look at the upheaval that we experience with ourselves, the trials and tribulations that we are faced with in this life. And the reason to know why that is part of our power. It's part of our journey. It literally is. And can you see how we are all moved in this external direction all the time? And the ego loves it, say. Ego just loves it, because it gets us on that path of never enough, never enough, never enough, lack of, worry, stress. And these things are all within all of us. We all, in different levels, experience these things. I have not met one being yet that is exempt from it all. I have not met one yet. In all of my existences, I have not met one yet who is completely exempt, yet carries the deep eternal love of source creation. See, it's a big difference. So we learn. We're always learning. You'd be 90 years old, you're learning. You'd be 100 years old, you're learning. You could be 5,000 years old, you're learning. See? That's the enticement. That's what we have with the physical form. That's why we embrace the physical form so much. See? Because we love experiencing. We love that attention. And that's why we're all in it. That's why we do it. And we're learning constantly, every single step of the way. The point is that the learning for us must be directed inward. Because until we know ourselves, till you know yourself, till you know that you love yourself completely, for all aspects, that's a toughie for people. That's not something that's lickety-split, because there's conflict, and it's how we've been taught and how we were raised, and what our moral compass is, and our direction. It's all there in the physical form. So when we take the step into the spiritual, the God within us, it shifts things. Our perspectives greatly shift as time goes by. We begin to embrace things with ourselves that we never gave the time of day before. We begin to look at ourselves from a whole different, we don't judge ourselves anymore. We move from that. And at the same time, it's separating us from the ego mind. You see? And it begins to still that activity. And some people, when they start to realize this, they get a little frightened, because it's almost like they don't, I don't know if I want to leave my ego mind completely. You see? It is because we're so habitualized with it. It's like the dog on the porch lying on the nail that just won't get off that nail, knowing that the pain would subside if it did. But it's grown to become comfortable with the pain. So we are all in this understanding, and no one can force any of us to determine or to decide, really, truly, that, you better make that journey or else. That just doesn't work that way. It must come from you completely, without conflict, that you surrender to yourself. And you look at every aspect of yourself, every single aspect. It takes time. You review it. Sometimes you run from it. Sometimes you go, oh, no, that's too ugly. I don't care to even visit that. But eventually you will. And you'll embrace and forgive, and it'll flow. And all of these attachments that we pick up through this life begin to fall off. They fade away. And we become more free feeling, and literally we are, and we let go. Sometimes it's scary to let go for people. They don't care to let go. And then that's their challenge. A lot of us, there's things that it takes a while to let go of. But when we do let go of them, understand something. The universe is pure energy. We're pure energy. And we're in different form. We're pure consciousness. The God within us is pure consciousness. So the flow is constant. Can you imagine? Visualize this for yourselves through the heart-mind. That you're standing in this massive vault, so to speak, and all around you is gold and silver and gems and wealth, and just absolutely endless. Yet, you don't see it. Now, that's the universe. You don't see it, and you don't understand it, and you view yourself as minuscule, and that's never going to be you. It's never going to happen to you. But all the gold and the silver and all the gems and the wealth is you. But yet, since we've been so trained to seek outside, we don't see it. We never see it. And we don't understand that we are the wealth and the riches and the prosperity. We always have been. Isn't it strange that the way we've been trained through our senses, that we believe it's outside of us? It's somewhere underground, or somebody's got it and it's hidden here and there. But in reality, the truth is that you, the wealth, we're all the wealth. We design and create all of this, whether it's conscious or unconscious. We move energy into form, so we create the wealth. We create everything. So when the civilization comes to that understanding, what do you think's going to take place? Now, also that they have embraced the gods that they are, and they feel totally, effortlessly loved. And they just float with it. And all the material things, we come here, we're forming a paradise, a God plan. So we're going to enjoy everything we can, because we all deserve the best of everything. And that's a fact. We all deserve the best of everything. It's just that many of us we're not in third dimension frequency. Yeah, sometimes we step in the cow pie and we're back in it. But for the most part, we're in 5D, fifth dimensional frequency. So that's why things we look at are just totally, they don't make sense anymore. We're just not with it. We're moving into a wholly entire different direction. So it's just like the children in Africa with the fruit, and all holding hands and running together so that they all win. Doesn't it make sense? And so to speak, that we're all brilliant and we're all together and we will all cross the line together. And embodied in each and every one of us is all of us. Embodied in each and every one of us is all of us. It isn't something that we invent. It just is. So this is why, see, and people say, well, why? Well, we understand that. No, because we would not have conflict. We would not we wouldn't be subversive or either self-destructive or externally destructive. We would not do that. And this is a gauge for us to understand where the civilization's at. So that's why each of us go within in our journeys. And in these meditations, everybody responds differently. So try not to analyze yourself on why you don't think you're good at it. Say, because of this and that, and how you respond to it. It has nothing to do with that. The fact that you are here says great things and massive leaps for you, that you are participating in something because you choose to. It's not like you have to. There's no one sitting there with a sword at your back. You do it because you desire to do it, to participate. What do you think's pulling you to these meditations? There's one thing that is, and that's the God within you. And you know how exciting that is? Because you are beginning to communicate with the God within you, openly, freely. Now, it may not seem like that at first, but that's why you're here, because you're listening to the God within you. You're being drawn. You are open enough to allow that to take place. You are not fighting yourself. You are flowing. Every step of the way, you are becoming more and more open with the God that you are. And another thing, you just can't deny the energy when you hook into these calls that you feel. That's not your imagination, that's real. Even though the imagination is real too. So you realize that this is a planetary-wide, solar system, galaxy-wide, universe-wide transition. Because we're affecting it. And don't think for a second that you don't affect the universe, because you do. Size has no bearing on your power. None whatsoever. Never did. It's a perspective that we're taught. The bigger the better. In most cases, isn't the case. So, understand that we are all moving together. If one moves, we all move. Now, many on this planet don't know that, but we're affecting every single step they take. The gods within them are communicating with us every single day. And we're not invading them. The gods choose to speak with us, and they speak with us within them. And I don't know if any of you get this or pick this vibrational frequency up, but there's always a frequency of continue. Continue. And I'm not talking about voices in the head. I'm talking about a frequency in your heart mind where you feel the frequency of continue. 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 And that's what we do. And we do it with joy. We do it with pleasure. We do it without expectations. We do it without attachments. And it doesn't matter that how you think you should be meditating. It is the fact that meditation is stillness of mind. People fall asleep. That's real good. You know why they fall asleep? Because they're relaxed. That's why they fall asleep. Not everybody meditates like Buddha. or like the Jagadgurus, or so many others on the planet, okay? You're specific with how you are because you're part of us, we're part of you. So you imagine the flavor of all of those different perspectives coming together in the millions every day and meditating. And the meditation lifts the frequency of ourselves, of each other, of the planet, and all life on the planet. Why do you think that you see things happening, but you're not going to, you just won't, right now you won't hear about it unless it's directly or divinely guided to you, of how many miraculous things are taking place on this planet way before this disguise came about. So we're literally enriching our lives, and we are moving more into spiritual awareness and existence. Our physical application or our physical beingness is to experience. We're not attached to anything. We experience it. It's great. And once we experience it, we absorb out of it what we desire, and then we keep going forward, and we experience more. We don't hold it in the baggage room. It's gone, you know? So this meditation is rightfully so divinely guided as Obanato. O-B-O-N-A-T-O. Obanato. Maybe some people say Obanato, but Obanato. I exist because we exist. I exist because all you exist. You exist because I exist. It goes both ways. And existence is never ending. And togetherness. You see, knowing that you are the one, but you are separated due to the way you have been taught in physical form. Once we all come together as one, which means that everybody is together and we do things, like I said, not like robots, but like a flock of birds, how you will see them move all together. And it's miraculous when you take the time to watch. They're separate, yet they are one. And they all move gracefully in different directions. It's phenomenal. Imagine us doing that effortlessly. These are symbols and signs to communicate to us while we're in physical form. They're showing us. The part of the sparks of the one that are on this planet and different animals are showing us. They show us every day. Every day. It's just that a lot of us just don't take the time to notice. We're too busy with the ego mind. And that's changing. So, Obanato, I exist because we exist. And if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we want to do is relax our bodies. It's all, you know what it's like? It's like you have nothing. You have no clothes, you have no money, you have nothing. You're totally relaxed. You have no concern, no attachments, no expectations, and you're just free floating. And the body responds, and it just lets go. Remember, all the things that we burden ourselves with are things that we create out of thoughts. And out of thoughts, most of them are not ours. A thought that is ours goes like this. Through the heart mind, you develop a desire. Through the heart mind, not the ego mind. You develop this desire. You send it to the mind, and the mind moves the energy into form to create it into reality for you. That's your thought. See? It's not something that comes to you out of the clear blue and you inadvertently grab it and create it into reality, such as fear. It's the other way around. It's what you desire, and you set in knowing it. You're consciously aware, so you desire it without attachment, without expectations, and you send it to the mind through your heart mind, and the mind moves energy into form and creates into reality. And I bet you a lot of you have never heard that direction. You've heard the opposite. So we relax the body. We have no attachments. Stress is what we create. Fear is what we create. When we know this, then we're aware of it, then we won't create it. So the body is able to relax, drop the shoulders, ease, just totally let go. And it will, and you'll feel it. And as we relax the body, we move into the now. And the now is all we have. Unfortunately, the majority of civilization is always in the future or the past. They kind of leave the now alone. Isn't that amazing? So they're so busy going into the future, wondering when they're going to meet the one. When are they going to have enough money? When are they going to be happy? When are they going to have that big house or that car or whatever it may be? When? In the future, see? And then the rest of us, a lot of us are in the past, reminiscing and embracing things that we have already experienced. And it keeps us there because it's kind of a comfort zone. And it's dead. It's gone. It's past. And the now sits there by itself. It's just absolutely crazy that we do this, but we do. And it's kind of like, how are the horses going to draw the cart when the cart is in front of the horses? And that's what a lot of us do. So when we realize this, the past is gone. We've already extracted the experiences that we desire to take with us, and this leave it. The future hasn't occurred. So we're in the moment, we're in the now. So in the moment and the now, and we're consciously aware of it, we're creating our futures. What is our future? What do most of us desire to have in the future? What is it? It's happiness. It's bliss. It's joy. See? Because, and that comes before this construct that they put on the planet of a lack of monetary system. It comes before that. Joy, bliss, happiness. And that's what moves us into the form of consciously being aware that everything is ours. Is that we visit with it while we're in physical form, and then we leave it. You see? None of us are interested in having things. It's just that we like enjoying them. We have things. A lot of people in this country have garages that they can't get their cars into because they've got so much stuff in it. And I tell you, I've talked to a lot of people like that, and they'll all say the same thing. There's stuff in here, I don't even know what it is. It just keeps piling up. And a lot of people do that. They don't know why, they just do it. Oh, no, never keep that, might use it one day. What's in that box? I don't know. I ordered it, came in. I just haven't ever taken the time to open. I can't remember what it is. It's just crazy. So when we let go, we realize that we create things that we desire to enjoy. So we create them to enjoy them and to be happy. And the happiness and the joy and the bliss is within us. And then we begin to realize that we open that joy and that bliss in the now. that we experience in the now. The only time we can experience it is not yesterday, it's the now. And so when we focus on the now, everything is revealed. You know what it is? It's the moment. It's exactly what we're doing in the moment, every single step. One moment, the next moment, the next moment. We're just always in the moment. We're always in the now. And it will still the mind for us. Isn't that amazing? That noise that we all experience, some high, some low, some medium, but this noise, it's 24/7. And we all have it, and it's just unlimited amount of thoughts racing. And even when we sleep, the same thing's happening. So when we move into the now, we eliminate the past and the future. Because the past is gone, future's not here. So we concentrate on the now. And when we do that, we begin to understand that we're creating our future in the now. And we write it down. What are you doing? It's like you start writing this information down, and you say to yourself, what are you doing right now? I'm in the now, and I'm creating my future. So I'm writing it down. It may change moment to moment, but I'm writing it down. And every now and then I'll reflect on it and look at it, right? I'm in the now. And so when we still the mind, it's wonderful. This is why some of you fall asleep in these meditations, because you still the mind. The noise is gone for that period of time. So your body relaxes and you zonk out. And then you wake up maybe at the tail end. And guess what? That's wonderful. Some of you think, I'm no good at meditation. Really? Well, that's interesting, because you're here and you're actively interacting with the meditation and other parts of you, the millions on this call. Isn't it interesting? So I would say that you're doing quite well with meditation. It's because it's not a certain kind, or it's been labeled, or it's the only way. All of these things are all ego-generated. So, in the now, stilling the mind, relaxing the body, we're with our heart minds. And I don't know how many times that you could literally say to yourself, to your ego, you're not in charge here, I am, so please take a seat. And then you just pour love all over your ego mind, so it's flooded, saturated, bathed 24/7. Now, we have others with us, and we all are consciously aware that we're of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. And we have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, all of the angels, civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. But they're here. And they walk with us, and they talk with us through vibrational frequency, and sometimes they appear in humanoid form to give us wonderful messages, to remind us of things. See? Good things. And thousands can surround us at any one time. Since they're at a different frequency, they can take up small space in large number. And we all are consciously aware of who and what we are, or we wouldn't be in this meditation. We also have the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, many, many, many more. Do you think Yeshua was a Ascended Master? Of course. Do you think his father Yahweh was a Ascended Master? Of course. It goes on and on. Do you think any of us are ascended masters? Of course. We're just different stages. The ascended masters hold God form, pure consciousness. And they're around and they assist us because they're part of us. Doesn't that make sense? Just like we're assisting the population of this planet that are asleep right now. They do the same with us. We become more conscious and aware. Does this make them over us? Does it make the archangels over us? No. We're all source. We all came from the same creation. We're all one. And that's something that we should much really embrace and understand. It would eliminate a lot of this prejudging and a lot of the things that this civilization has been thrusted into that have tried to tear it apart. And ascended masters are consciously aware that they're of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. And so we're all here. We're all always together. I mean, since we're one, it's just that we're not consciously aware in a lot of directions. So we are compelled to form a circle of light, a halo, ring of light. And we're at the equator of planet Earth, Gaia, in this now, in this meditation. So as we do this, we're just light. We become light. And the light is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of space. And it's so brilliant that the sun in the solar system, it's dim compared to the light that we generate, that we are. And it's not like a light on the planet that you see from a flashlight or LED flashlight or something like that. It's much denser. It's much more. And remember, the darkness is the opportunity for the light to expand and grow, not the other way around. So, as we begin to levitate above the planet, effortlessly, we move into immediately, there's a gossamer field of brilliant, vibrant, reflective light. So, like glitter, but large all over. And the emerald green flaming healing light, Archangel Raphael, it's a column that reminds us that we are the power of healing. Eventually, the civilization will come into its own to understand that. And the gods within us will pour forth the healing. We have the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column that reminds us of our power, of our strength and our resolve. And this too, once we are conscious with the God within us, the pure consciousness, this too shall pour forth. We also have the flaming white light. Now this is our armor. It's because we maintain a high frequency of deep eternal love and gratitude. And so this armor is impenetrable. Nothing can disturb it. Nothing. The lowest of the darkest frequencies cannot even be near it or it'll be vaporized. But only we choose. No one else chooses. We do for ourselves, for who and what we are. If we lower ourselves into the lower dark matter frequencies or the lower survival matter frequencies, if we go low enough, then that part of our armor dissipates and they're allowed to come in. Now, we have the purple transmuting flame, which is a column that reminds us if we do this, because many of us do, we bring in the purple transmuting flame, we transmute those lower vibrational frequencies into neutral light substance. You see it through your heart mind. You visualize it. And literally, they are sent back, neutralized to the great consciousness of existence, and they are no more. And we also have the violet ray. We bring this, a column that reminds us that we can bring the violet ray right in behind, purify the part where we had dropped low, and balance and uplift so that we can move that area back into the higher frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude. And then our armor is fully restored and nothing can penetrate it. But remember, it is our choice. So, it is wise to be conscious of this. We also have the golden white pink light. This is a column that reminds us that we are pure, deep, eternal love and gratitude. And that we literally transcend everything around us with that knowing. Now, we continue to move up and levitate above the planet, and we also see this massive column that we've created, and it's larger than the solar system, and we see that it has a golden, it is literally an ocean, 360 degrees, literally cascading from the top of it, saturating all things, bathing, saturating, flooding. This is the frequency of deep eternal love. From and of. Gratitude. And each of us are drops of that golden ocean, and we hold the essence of it. Picture that, visualize that in your heart minds. Bathing everyone on and above and below this planet Earth Gaia in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. And even after, because it continues, it never ends. It is existence. So, as we continue to levitate up, those of us holding physical form, so to speak, we step out of our physical form, float above our bodies effortlessly. As we do this, we're compelled to call out to all the light energy beings that are in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude can join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. They're in full compassion, non-ego, non-negativity, non-judgment, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and they come in the gigaplexes. One gigaplex fills this universe. They come in trillions of gigaplexes from every direction. Arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. They are of the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and the highest and deepest eternal love. We are of the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and the highest and deepest eternal love. And we are all the one. We are all the love, and we are all the God. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all of the inhabitants of inner earth, Agartha, hollow earth, beneath earth, all of these civilizations, many, many, many of them, only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They're gods with our gods with theirs. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. We are in the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And we are all the one, and we are all the love, and we are all the God. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all the off-worlders, many, many, many civilizations, all the galactics. Just to name a fraction of our familiarity with all of these civilizations, the felines, the avians, the pyramid, triangle, the golden ones, the Pleiadians, the Syrians, the Andromedans, the Arcturians, many, many, many more. Only those who are of the highest, consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love and the highest, deepest eternal gratitude, can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come. They have been assisting us in our evolution, our ascension, our enlightenment, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Their gods with our gods with theirs, arm in arm, hand in hand. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are all the one, and we are all the love, and we are all the God. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we have inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love and the highest and deepest eternal gratitude join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. Excuse me, they're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we all are the one. And we all are the God, and we all are the love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on, in, above, and below this planet Earth, Gaia, in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. Just to name a fraction of them, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, dwarves, trees, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the Pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Many, many, many more. And only those that are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest of deepest, eternal gratitude can join us in this now, in the circle of light, in this meditation. There in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the trillions. Shapes, colors, size, forms, configurations of which many we have never, ever seen before. Their gods with our gods with theirs, arm in arm, hand in hand. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. We are in the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. And we are all the one. And we are all the God. And we are all the love. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. This sphere sits center circle. We all created this sphere over 2 years ago. It houses all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Over 800 meditations in divine perfection of the highest, deepest eternal love and of the highest, of deepest eternal gratitude. Continually intensifying, continually expanding. This is why our sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand every single day. It floods us all with the deepest of eternal love and the deepest of eternal gratitude, in complete joy, in complete happiness, in complete bliss, in gentleness and kindness and generosity and humbleness, in bliss, in joy, in peace, in tranquility and benevolence. It cascades, it floods, it bathes, and it saturates all of us eternally. And Obanato, I exist because we exist. And we are all one. We look down upon this planet Earth, Gaia, and this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light, and the entire civilization, the surface population of this planet, not only them, but all those on, in, above, and below this planet Earth, Gaia, because we are all the one, we are all the love, and we are all the God, pure consciousness. And we lift all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest value in the universe is. Because each of us exists because we all exist. And those that are even asleep are being lifted because each of us choose to shift the frequencies of this planet and ourselves and choose to bring the gods out within us so that everything becomes the heaven, the light, the love, the God, wherever everything is joy and bliss and happiness, where everything is continually intensifying and expanding. How can it not? And we are all the one, we are all the love, and we are all the God. Feel it in your heart minds. Experience it. Expand with it. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Nice, easy breath in. Nice, easy breath out. Move slowly. Easy. Softly. And move the level that you are. Quietly. Breathing in and out. Relax. No need to invite stress in. Ease. Take your time. We will return here May 14th, 2020, Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our Global Guided Meditation call. And we will be here tonight assembled for the Time for Change call. We're going to speak about movement of financial contentment, amongst many other things. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern on this line.